Rushdown, watching the Star Wars.
I think this one's it.
You think? He thinks. What's going on, people? I just made him watch the Star Wars trailer.
I was trying to sequester myself.
Sequester. And, well, this is going to be a little rant about what's good and what's bad about it, because apparently a lot of people are hating it and enjoying it at the same time.
The soccer droid was stupid.
It's a Star Wars universe.
It's a soccer droid.
Okay,
That serves no practical purpose. There's no possible way that could, unless it's like one of those stupid robots from Star Wars The Phantom Menace. Good idea to copy. Let's copy Phantom Menace robots.
When you copy anything from the prequels, you're doing something wrong.
People hating on the mere fact that there was a black stormtrooper is ridiculous.
Well, on that point, it could be, a stormtrooper.
The clone troopers aren't necessarily needed anymore.
Well, no,
because
I think because there's two different views on this for me. If it is a stormtrooper, you're kind of just removing the point of it being a stormtrooper, like being all stormtroopers are clones. You're just canceling that entirely.
Well, they canceled
which is fine.
They're all different heights. Because one guy walked into the door.
Yeah, which is fine. Well, that was a blooper, first of all,
but they kept it in, so it wasn't a blooper.
But then also, it could also just be one of the main characters or one of the character story people, because, well, Han and Luke, they went in stormtrooper outfits.
True, it very well could be, but at the other side of the whole thing, they've even said that they stopped in the expanded universe, which I know they're not really borrowing from, but let's face it, they're going to.
Yeah, well, naturally.
They, they're just normal people at that point, now that the Empire's taken over, so anyone can sign up to be part of the...
Even if they took out the idea of clones entirely, that would be fine with me, because that was dumb.
Well, it wasn't dumb. I mean, it was to get a PG-13 rating. You can murder clones and robots all day and still get a PG-13 rating because they're not really people. That's why they did it.
Alright, sorry about that. It was a very noisy street. My thumb? No, that was my thumb. That was the what in between the thumbs.
Little thumb.
No. Anyways, I was trying to think of what good to say about that droid. First of all, you can't. No, there's nothing good about it.
There's nothing good so far that we can foreseeably see about that droid. Worst case scenario, that's actually the new R2-D2.
Yeah,
it's R2's head.
All right.
Essentially.
But moving on past that, and past the stormtrooper.
Well, yeah, the desert shot.
I'm happy about that.
I'm not mad about that because it's a teaser. It's not like it's the trailer.
No.
However, I see a lot of problems because, once again, they're playing it a little safe by bringing so much of the old movies into it. Like, again, looking at it, clearly we're on Tatooine.
Yeah.
Clearly. So, again...
Unless it's a new desert planet.
New Tatooine. Come to New Tatooine.
Come to New Tatooine. More slaves.
That's right.
But, no, I'm happy because he said there was going to be, sets, props.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Miniatures. Like, and he's... What made me mad the first time I saw it is because I was expecting more. I was expecting, to see all sets.
So that was your
miniatures. And then I see the X-Wing. I see the aluminum Falcon.
The aluminum Falcon, yeah.
Which, by the way, is actually pretty cool.
No, that shot was great. Yeah. Don't get me wrong. That was a great shot.
Yeah. And also, did you notice they kept the antenna?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. I was not expecting them to keep that because, well, in modern day, you need that.
Well, why not? You don't know what the antenna's used for.
Yeah,
you could just use radar.
But anyways, they kept that, so I thought that was cool.
The thing that made me kind of laugh about the whole trailer, the highway to the danger zone scene with the X-Wings.
Well, that was them, I think, just breaking the barrier of you can't bring X-Wings into atmosphere.
But you can.
But you can.
They landed in Dagobah.
They did. But a lot of people still argue that they couldn't.
Then they flowed out of Hoth.
Flowed?
They flowed.
Flowed?
They flew.
They flew. There you go. They flowed out. They just flowed out of there.
Pronounced.
Pronounced. But no, there was a lot of people still arguing about it.
But they flew out of them, no problem.
The people were still arguing.
They flowed right out.
They flowed right out of that. But, yeah. But now, on to the point I think everyone is complaining about the most. The lightsaber. The light cleaver. The light claymore.
The light claymore.
What do you think bad about it? Because I have a few bad and good points.
Okay, well, what's bad about it is I think it's like one-upmanship. The first movie, episode 4, you have a lightsaber. A lightsaber's cool. The alternate lightsaber was, Darth Vader's in red. Okay, well, that's just they're going back and forth. They didn't really do anything new with the lightsabers because they're thinking that anything had to be done with the lightsabers.
Yeah. But then episode
3 came out, and Luke made his own, and he made a long green lightsaber. And that was, okay, that's kind of cool. Look at that. They come in green. And, you know, they're kind of, and if you really want to be technical, the first lightsabers were actually just white.
Yeah.
Then they changed it to blue in the second one, so I guess you could kind of extrapolate that's a new
But then
one,
you get the worst, well, not the worst, but...
Then you get Phantom Menace, where now you have a double-sided lightsaber.
And that opened the door.
And that opened the door to all these funky lightsaber designs and weird hilts like Dooku's one.
Yeah.
That serves no practical purpose whatsoever.
Might be comfy for the hand.
You know, you got...
Well, let's not talk about the prequels, all right?
No. And then you have Grievous, who's like 4 lightsabers whirling around and whatever nonsense that was all about.
Well, okay, onto the like...
But now you got this one here where it's just like, we have to do something different for the new series. So here is a Dark Claymore. And I get that the whole hilt idea would be useful for blocking. You'd have a different fighting style.
Well, you know what would be good for blocking? Frick!
They're not bringing the expanded universe in.
I don't care.
They've already said that. They're not bringing expanded universe into the hole. They're leaving it alone.
Either way, I don't care.
It's a new branch. Zelda timeline.
Zelda
timeline.
But my good point for it was a lot of people are arguing that this kind of lightsaber would have saved Luke's hand. And, well, those people are wrong.
We reviewed it.
We reviewed it just to make sure.
I actually said, sure it would have, because he came around. I remembered it wrong, much like everyone remembers, Luke, I am your father.
Yeah.
That's not actually
It's just,
said.
I am your father.
It was just something that your brain slightly remembers differently.
But I remembered it actually accurately as hell.
I'm curious to see how the fighting style will be using it, because whereas the traditional lightsabers, until Dooku, the traditional ones, mostly fought like, samurai style.
swords,
Like basically
Katanas.
katana style, two-handed.
It's an alien on the ground. We just stepped on an alien. No biggie.
It happens. Was it ancient?
No, it was in the ground. It was a fossil.
Oh, it was fossil.
So it's pretty ancient.
I believe it was made out of concrete, proving that they were superior.
Proving of extraterrestrials.
Yes. Got the wrong kind of hair for that.
This isn't even my final form.
Exactly.
No, if I did that, I'd just look like a Super Saiyan or something.
If I did that, getting back to the point. It will be interesting to see if they actually use like a more medieval knight-styled fighting. Which I
don't know, his drunken walk through the forest. I don't know how knightly he's going to be.
Well, maybe he could be very knightly. He could have just finished a night of grog and mead, and he's about to wake up and go Viking on someone's ass.
Damn right. But, alright. So that was my good point about it. My bad point about it is, what if someone comes down and you decide, I'm going to block that lightsaber with the hilt? And that guy just hits you so hard, the hilt goes through your hand.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
It's true. Like, ultimately, hilted weapons will be better for protection.
Yeah.
Hilted weapons, that's what they do. That's why basket hilts were invented.
Yeah. Well, like, even if you made it, if you're not taking the expanded universe, take what, I know Luke cut off Vader's hand, but his gloves, they were supposed to be made of something that could reflect the plasma, or the lightsaber, not the lightsaber itself, but like, at least the plasma shots from a blaster.
Yeah.
That could be something resistant.
Yeah.
That could be a better idea.
Absolutely. And I don't necessarily want to crap on the idea of having a different lightsaber. I mean,
well,
for every single race and, creature, big and small, that can become a Jedi, if they're required to have a lightsaber to be a Jedi or Sith or whatever.
It might be different for each race.
You'd have particular ones, like even in the expanded universe, you even said there was a whip one.
Yes.
That
was going to be my next point about how people are saying, that's not a lightsaber, that's not a lightsaber, lightsabers shouldn't be different, that's a big puppy. I mean manly things, manly. But there's a lightsaber whip, like for fuck's sake, it's a whip. If we can bend glass now, in the Star Wars universe, I think they can bend a lightsaber.
So, I mean, like different things are possible, depending on different statures and stuff. Yoda's had a small lightsaber because he was small. Like, he had a lightsaber to deal with it.
Okay, I'm going to complain about this for a second. Yes. lightsabers are Jedi tools, sure, whatever, granted. But if you go with what Yoda said, the Force is my ally, that means he doesn't need a lightsaber. So when Yoda in episode 2 turned out a lightsaber, I was like, how old was I then? 13, 14? Around there. And I was like, look at that! Who would do that? Yes, my young self was a Star Wars fan, and I was appalled, even with episode 1 when all my peers were saying, that's such a good movie. I was the only one saying, that was balls.
No, I didn't. You know what? Second one was worse than the first.
But we're going to give Yoda a lightsaber. Sure. I'll even say that's fine for a conversation point right now. But what did Sidious say in the 6th movie? With such disdain?
Pick up your Jedi
A
weapon.
Jedi's weapon.
Yeah.
And what does he pull out in the 3rd one?
Yeah.
Lightsaber!
Yeah.
Who needs it?
Mind you, he killed the first 2 Jedi.
Oh yeah, the Jedi Masters.
The Jedi Masters. He took them
on the count. Yeah.
Because no one has the overriding power to defeat Samuel L. Jackson by themselves. Let's face it.
Yeah, it takes a whiny kid to do it.
No. Keep in mind that he had to catch him by surprise, though.
Oh yeah, I was surprised. Well, we're back, guys. We just got finished shopping. Anyways, the question we were going to ask before we got in there, but we kind of ran out of time because we don't want to be talking around a bunch of people because, well, that's people. People suck. Is, out of all the Harrison Ford characters, what Harrison Ford character do you think you're most like? What do you think you are?
More like Indy.
More like Indy? Why?
Well, I like the discovery, adventure, stuff like that, and I find myself in situations that I need to find myself out of. A lot, actually.
Yeah. Me, I would like to say I was Indy because, well, I've been watching those movies since I was a kid.
And I have a fedora.
But it's a little small for your head or my head.
It fits my head perfectly fine.
No, it doesn't. Just like that mutton chop thing you had like a few days ago.
I had it. I got rid of it because Nick said he liked it.
It was bad. It was so bad.
Nick said, hey, that looks good. Time to come off.
Yep.
I came home that day and shaved it.
But anyways,
it was like a medium.
I would say Han Solo, mostly because, yes, I am a huge Star Wars fan. But I've always been into the vigilantes and the anti-heroes. Like, you know, those bad people. And yes, for the love of God, I don't know why George changed it, but Han shot first. Why in the world would he make Han not shoot first? It's beyond me.
Because it made him look like the aggressor. And you're supposed to sympathize with him.
I did sympathize with him. I said, that was awesome. Anyways. So, yes.
News for you.
What?
Nothing.
No, what?
Well, if you sympathize with a guy who shoots first, I'm just saying.
You know what that's like, right? Mr. Hurricane. Anyways, there's one thing I would like to say to everyone out there. We live in the wonderful place called Canada. And this is the only place in existence that I know of that can go from green to, well, that. Like, this was green. This was green 2 days ago. And then I foolishly said, you know, I would like a little snow for the weekend. And, well...
Yeah, we're not recording Buffalo weather here, but
no,
we still got hit pretty hard.
We can't complain. Like,
we got about a foot.
But this happened in less than a day. This has actually shrunk down.
Yeah.
Because it's warmer today. It's, what, 4 today?
Yeah, I ditched my trench coat. I'm just wearing the hoodie now.
His hoodie.
Because I'm a hoodie ninja.
He's not.
I could be.
But yeah, so...
You don't know what I do.
I know what you do. Anyways. So that'll be it for this thing that we're going to be calling the Vant. It's like a vlog and a rant. So it's a video rant, so Vant. It wasn't clever. Yeah, I know. But anyways, so that was... At least you know. And the more you know.
Knowing is half the battle.
And the other half is knowing which side of the lasers you're on.
That's right.
So, we'll catch you guys later.
I fire green lasers. What does that make me?
Bye. 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 No. Okay, so there's the alien.